and all the devotees for joining today's Japa session and today's Bhagavatam class. Let's start today's Bhagavatam class with a short Kirtan. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhare Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Gurudeva, Jaya Gurudeva, Jaya Jaya Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. हरनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, गुरु महाराज की जय. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss about Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are in second canto, first chapter, third sloka. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 2.1.3 निद्राया ह्रियते नक्तं व्यवयेना च वायः दिवा चात्तेहया राजन् कुटुम्बभरणेन वा निद्राया ह्रियते नक्तं व्यवयेन च वायः दिवा चात्तेहया राजन् कुटुम्बभरणेन वा. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: the lifetime of such an envious householder is passed at night, either in sleeping or in sex indulgence, and in the daytime, either in making money or maintaining family members. Purport: the present human civilization is primarily based on the principles of sleeping and sex indulgence at night, and earning money in the day and spending the same for family maintenance. Such a form of human civilization is condemned by the Bhagavata school. Because human life is a combination of matter and spirit soul, the whole process of Vedic knowledge is directed at liberating the spirit soul from the contamination of matter. The knowledge concerning this is called Atma Tattva. Those men who are too materialistic are unaware of this knowledge and are more inclined to economic development for material enjoyment. Such materialistic men are called karmis or fruitive labors, and they are allowed regulated economic development or association of women for sex indulgence. Those who are above the karmis, that is, the gnanis, yogis, and devotees, are strictly prohibited from sex indulgence. The karmis are more or less devoid of Atma Tattva knowledge, and as such, their life is spent without spiritual profit. The human life is not meant for hard labor, for economic development, nor is it meant for sex indulgence like that of the dogs and hogs. It is specially meant for making a solution to the problems of material life and the miseries thereof. So the karmis waste their valuable human life by sleeping and sex indulgence at night, and by laboring hard in the daytime to accumulate wealth. And after doing so, they try to improve the standard of materialistic life. The materialistic way of life is described herein in a nutshell, and how foolishly men waste the boon of human life is described as follows. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति पदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश श्रीरूपं साङ्गजातं सगणललिता विशाखान्वितांश। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुस्ते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So, today we are discussing third sloka from the first chapter of second canto. So, these are the few the initial words that was spoken by Sukadeva Goswami. So, just a small recap that what had happened and led to this discussion. So, in the first canto, we have seen how Parikshit Maharaj, he was uh, taken when he was going back to his palace, and he was realized his mistake, that instead of putting the snake on the sage's snake, so he immediately he realizes that he understands that he made a mistake. So there was a saint, and he was in a deep involved in engaged in some devotional service, and he did not notice my presence, and it was wrong of me that I have considered that as an insult. And so Parikshit Maharaj immediately realized that, and he took responsibility for that mistake. And so we have seen in previous chapter that how Parikshit Maharaj saying that whatever misfortune that one would get because of such an act, it would be bestowed upon me, and I lose my all wealth, I lose my kingdom, all my glory, let it be like I lose everything, whatever. So he was willing to take that responsibility, and that became the turning point to the whole pastime. So when a devotee makes a mistake, and when he vows to that, and when he takes responsibility for it, so when he becomes accountable for that action, then he gets very special blessing from Krishna. So that he was not asking Krishna that Krishna, please protect me from this. So he knows Krishna will definitely protect him. He experienced that in the womb itself. So when Parikshit Maharaj attacked by Brahmastra, so his whole body was about to burn, and Krishna protected him. So he nullified whole effect of Brahmastra. Krishna nullified whole effect of Brahmastra, and he gave a new body. So Parikshit Maharaj, he knows that if he asks Krishna, he is going to get that protection. So he has that experience already. Even without calling, he came, and he came to defend Parikshit Maharaj, and he's not going to use the trump card, and he never he is very spiritually strong, and he has his own spiritual strength, that he can fully he has that full potency that to nullify that curse, and he never used that spiritual strength, that and it would not have been wrong also to Parikshit Maharaj, because in Bhagavad Gita only Krishna says that when a person is engaged in a pure devotional service and if he accidentally falls down, then we should not stop thinking that person that he is not a devotee, so it will become an offense to us. So uh, it was an accident. More than that, it is the plan of Krishna. It's Krishna's will to unfold that pastime for bringing the whole Bhagavatam to the world. So Parikshit Maharaj could have used all these, and he wouldn't have done that. So uh, he can take the Krishna support, and he can use his spiritual strength, but he didn't do that. So he took responsibility of that mistake, and when a devotee becomes accountable for his action, then he receives special favor from Lord. And the first favor that he received is he got the shelter of Mother Ganges. Immediately as soon as he heard the news that he got cursed, he went and he sat on the banks of Ganges. First shelter that he got is Mother Ganges, and then as soon as he went there, the saints and Raja Rishis heard what has happened to Parikshit Maharaj. Immediately they all assembled there. They all came to sit with him, and Parikshit Maharaj uh, he glorified all these people. Then he requested them, I am going to die and I want to die remembering Krishna, and if I would get another birth, I don't want to forget Krishna. So he requested all the blessings that you please continuously help me hearing the glories of Lord Vishnu. And the Raja Rishis and saintly persons, kings who are assembled there, they were so pleased with Parikshit Maharaj's attitude. So they said, okay, very good boy. Yes, this is the way you should be. You are in the correct direction. And they were very pleased with him, and they glorified his detachment, that he had given up. That he had given up his kingdom in a minute's notice. It's just a few seconds notice. So he trained his son already to take that responsibility. So now his son was the king. Now he showed that great detachment. So they glorified his detachment, and they said, and they assured of their association, and they said, till Parikshit Maharaj gloriously passes away, they are all with Parikshit Maharaj. And they assured Parikshit Maharaj that we will be here and will give our association. So that immediately the first the blessing that came from Mother Ganga, and then devotees, Raja Rishis and Maharshis, he got that association. Then he glorified and he thanked all the sages for their kindness. And he asked a question, what is the immediate duty? What is the unalloyed duty? So here unalloyed means, alloy means in science, it's a mixture of metals. You put few things together that an alloy. So for example, if you take gold, it is unalloyed. So if you want to make a jewelry, you have to mix it with some copper or something else to make it a jewelry. So he wants to know what is the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and especially those who are just about to die. So this is the question he asked the sages, and as soon as he asked that question, that's the next blessing that he got from Krishna is immediately Sukadeva Goswami appears, and we have seen in our previous chapter that beautiful description of the appearance of Sukadeva Goswami, how he looks, how he's innocent, he looks like innocent, like a child, and how his complexion is, how beautifully Sukadeva Goswami is. It is his entire character, like how we see a story, how a special character enter into that story, like that Sukadeva Goswami entered to that particular scene. So, and he immediately took that elevated seat. Then Parikshit Maharaj glorified Sukadeva Goswami. So he said, even though I am a royal person who is generally not fortune enough to get saintly persons association, because it's considered that their royal person is considered they are too materialistic. So uh, because of we are too much materially attached, mainly royal people, so they don't get that kind of association. So because they are contaminated, many times saintly people, they will reject that association of royals. So he thanked Sukadeva Goswami for giving him the opportunity to associate, even though he was a royal. And he said, just by remembering, Parikshit Maharaj is saying, just by remembering you, one can get nullified of all their sins. And what to speak of looking you, washing your lotus feet, worshipping you. No, it's a great fortune for me that you have come, and you have come here and you are giving me your association. So that's the process. Like as soon as we see a person, or our spiritual master, or our devotees, our senior devotees, who can guide you from your very tight situation, so you have to express your gratitude. So he glorifies and he thanks him for that association, and he says that it's Krishna's kindness. So Parikshit Maharaj is able to say that he is going to die, and he met the saintly people, and he said Krishna that Krishna is very kind to me. So just imagine any of us who is going to die, and we will be able to be that kind to someone, like um, he is a king, and he will never be able to give up any material attachment. So Krishna is kind, that he is expressing his gratitude to Krishna also, that Krishna is very kind, that he has put me in that situation. So he has given me this blessing in the form of a curse. So every step he is recognizing that blessing. So now he asked that two questions, and the it forms the basis of Sukadeva Goswami narrating the Bhagavatam. So and first he wants to know the way of perfection. In the second, uh, he wants to know what should he hear, what should he chant, what should he remember, and what should he can worship. And he is mainly asking what he should do and what he should not do. So what he should not do in terms of hearing, chanting, remembering, what should he do is Shravanam, Kirtan, Smaranam. So what he should do and what he should not do is remembering, and what he should not be doing is associating with what is not good for him. So yeah, that is the basically end of first canto. Now we are in second chapter. So here Sukadeva Goswami talks, and he says, Parikshit, your question is glorious. Why the question asked by Parikshit is glorious? Because he was not trying to find a solution for his own problem in terms of how I will not die. So how can I escape from this death? He was trying to make the best out of bad bargain, like they say. So I am putting this into this tight situation. What can I do that will be best for my spiritual life in this situation? With that mode, he is asking that question. Then Sukadeva Goswami says, your question is glorious because it benefits all the kinds of people you know. So whatever question you are asking, because of that there is going to be some discussion, and this discussion is going to benefit everyone. So and that Srimad Bhagavatam, and he tells in the first verse itself that you what one should hear, what should one chant, what should one remember. So immediately he gives what one should hear. The answer for that question is it's Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is what you should be doing. So I'll recite. You hear, you remember Krishna. You go back to Krishna. I will recite all the Bhagavatam for you. So in the purport, that's what Srila Prabhupada tell, that it is a nutshell that Srila Prabhupada uses in this purport. Uh, that is describing the nature of a conditioned soul and material world. And Prabhupada uses the word nutshell, means in short, Parikshit Maharaj in the first verse itself is giving in nutshell. Hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam is the nutshell for this puppet. So answer to this question is which is beneficial to everyone, and uh, uh, he goes on describing about two types of people, that is Grihamedi and Gruhastha. So Grihamedi are the people who are materially engrossed, so being blind to knowledge of ultimate truth. So they have many subject matters for hearing in human society. So they want to hear about many things, what happened to the other people, what is happening to the neighborhood, what is happening in TV, that serial, that mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, they are fighting, and uh, mother-in-law kicked daughter-in-law, all these things. And there are many WhatsApp groups have formed to discuss all these nonsense. Like there are many YouTube channels who is doing vlogs on telling what is happening to the public in their lives. So just to get hearing all these things, they are created. So so they are classified as Grihamedi. So in this section, it answers both. So what should one do and what should one not to do? You should not be a Grihamedi. So you should not be a person who is not interested in absolute truth. So who is not having the knowledge of ultimate truth. So they are interested in hearing about many subject matters. So that's not good. That's not something you should do, right? So the lifetime of such envious householders, they are called Gruhamedis. Such people, how do they spend their life, their time is because they are fully engaged in hearing all this nonsense in the daytime, and in the night they spend their time in nonsense. Like night they're sleeping or having sex indulgence, and daytime they're making money and maintaining family members. So whatever you hear, how much ever you hear in the daytime on a particular topic, that much it becomes engraved in your brain, and accordingly your action will also become like that. So if you're engrossed in hearing of materialistic topic, you will be surprised to see that our activities are also becoming exceedingly mundane. And if you are engrossed in hearing lot of spiritual topics, then we will see that our actions are also spiritual. You know that. So the way that we deal with the problem will be very spiritual if you hear more spiritual topics. So the guiding principle of material life here fear. So instead of faith, so the problem with material hearing is that it creates only fear. It will not create any faith. So as soon as that fear comes, then you need to do all these things. So you need to work very hard, that you need to think you have to maintain your family, and you are so exhausted that whatever you're doing, that your senses have to be revived, right? So it has some rest. So you spend so many hours in sleeping, and then you have to give yourself a candy, right? So for doing all of this, so you engaged in sensual pleasure, so and before you could completely enjoy it, the next day will start already. So the next day all the fear is coming up to you again, and I have to do this, and I need to pay the fees, I need to enroll in this course, I need to do that, I need to gain promotion. All the fears again manifest in the form of earning again. So the need to earn and the need to maintain. So there is one example. He is an educator. His name is Maslow. So he makes a hierarchy. So basically, what he is telling is, sometimes the teachers have this challenge, okay, in a school, that some students are not studying at all. So how much ever you put in, they don't study. Sometimes something seems, you give you teach the same thing to the same all the students. Somebody is studying, and somebody is studying so well, and somebody they don't study at all. So this Maslow, he came up with this theory of hierarchy of needs. So, he's saying there are levels of needs, and when those needs are fully fulfilled, fulfilled, more and more of those needs fulfilled, more and more he will be happy and satisfied. And when those needs are satisfied, then the child gets an orientation that he will focus in class and in his academic course and all. And uh, he spoke some of nonsense of a lot of things that are not correct there, but the basic concept here is that the needs and the people try to satisfy the needs. So he identified the basic needs, like what is the physical need, that is the minimum need for a child to be happy. So if you send a child without food, or like water or warm clothes for winter or something, even he is very brilliant, he will not be able to study. So that physical need is, that's the minimum, bare minimum need somebody should be satisfied. And then you will need some sense of security need. So you need a job, you have an insurance, or so that the child, they feel secured. If the house is peaceful, then the parents are together, uh, then uh, then the social need will come, that is the higher need, where they have friendships, okay, where they have like family, friendship, girlfriend, boyfriend, and whatever, some social needs are satisfied. And then a little more higher than that social need is.
I think some internet problem. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare